This is TBK's Truth Frame, revealing the echoes of history across our world. Saradiel and Mamalai Marikar, the last days at Uthuwankande. High above the Colombo, Kandy Road rises a mountain that once sheltered two men whose names still echo through Sri Lanka's memory. One became legend, the Robin Hood of Ceylon. The other, his loyal brother-in-arms. This is the story of Uthuwankande Sura Saradiel and Mamalai Marikar, their courage, their rebellion, and the final days that sealed their place in history. The making of an outlaw. Born in 1832 in the village of Uthuwankande, Saradiel, Dikarakevige Saradiel, grew up in a world reshaped by British rule. He was restless, sharp-minded, and fiercely protective of the poor. After fleeing to Colombo and working among Malay soldiers, he learned the art of firearms, knowledge that would later define his legend. But when he returned home, he found a land where the powerful preyed on the powerless. The Brotherhood. Every legend has a companion. For Saradiel, it was Mamalai Marikar, his childhood friend, confidant, and the men who stood beside him through every raid, escape, and confrontation. Together, they formed a gang that targeted colonial officials and wealthy merchants, redistributing stolen wealth among villagers who had nothing. To the British, they were criminals. To the people, they were protectors. The height of the rebellion. By the early 1860s, Saradiel and Marikar had become the most wanted men in the island. The Colombo, Kandy Royal Mail Coach, symbol of colonial authority, became one of their frequent targets. Villagers shielded them, fed them, and warned them of danger. The British responded with reinforcements, informants, and a bounty of £150, a fortune at the time, but the mountain protected its sons. For years, Uthuwankande remained unconquered. The beginning of the end. On March 21, 1864, the British received intelligence. Saradiel and Marikar were visiting Saradiel's mother. A police unit surrounded the home. Gunfire erupted. Saradiel was wounded, but Marikar refused to leave him behind. He returned fire, covering their escape. In the exchange, a constable named Sabin was killed, a moment still marked in police history. The two men fled into the forest, but the net around them was tightening. Betrayal. For years, no British officer could outsmart Saradiel. But betrayal could. A gang member named Sirimala, once trusted, revealed their hideout to the authorities. Under cover of night, police surrounded the cave at Uthuwankande. There was no escape this time. Capture. Saradiel and Marikar fought fiercely, refusing to surrender. But outnumbered and wounded, they were finally captured in 1864. Images from the time show them shackled, exhausted, yet unbroken. The British paraded them as trophies, symbols of imperial victory. But to the people watching, these were not criminals. They were heroes being led away. The trial and execution. The trial was swift. Saradiel was charged with murder, robbery, and rebellion. Marikar was charged alongside him for the killing of Constable Sabin. On May 7, 1864, at Bagambara prison in Kandy, both men were executed on the gallows. Witnesses said Saradiel walked to his death with calm dignity, unafraid, unbowed. Marikar stood beside him, loyal until the final breath. Legacy. More than a century later, the legend of Saradiel and Marikar lives on. Not as thieves, not as outlaws, but as symbols of resistance, two men who dared to challenge an empire and paid with their lives. Their story is not just history. It is memory. It is truth. And it belongs to all who still believe in justice. This has been TBK's Truth Frame, where memory becomes light. Thank you for stepping into this frame of truth. If this story moved you, share it forward and help restore the voices time tried to erase. Until the next episode, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep the memory alive.